All right. Well, this is Rob here with that wiring harness. I had to go sequester. Everybody likes my vocabulary, so I like to use some new stuff. Sequester a new wiring harness for the ignition switch, and I think he can get the last of the wiring done. We might be able to get this thing
neutral safety.
Yeah, could actually drive it. Wouldn't that be cool? We've told that story in a few episodes. This could be part 8, I think, because this is episode 51.
I think we're joking.
Yeah. So yeah, you think we're joking? All right.
It's gonna happen.
So yeah, and then let's go see this wonderful grinder that I just bought. That's always cool. I got let's see here. Oh, he's got a little toolbox blocking it, but see here, what we got is a brand new Craftsman grinder. And what we did is, I told you good folks in the other videos that I was going to start working on this bed. Well, I did a sample just right down here. You can see I worked on this, just on this, look at how shiny it is. Worked on this little part of the hitch. So this thing works like a charm, and we're going to be keep you up to date with working on the bed, rehabbing that. I told you I need to go get that that camper shell, so that's another mission. I would love to share that with everybody that likes to follow this channel, and the J20 information on that truck that I'm building out there. So the plan is to drive it over to J&W where I got that wiring harness. He's got a couple of camper shells, so I'm going to grab one of them and then I'll bring it back, and then eventually that long bed will have a camper shell, and then I can use it to do JAYSTRAYS videos. So thanks for joining me. JAYSTRAYS episode 51. All right, episode 51. We're just checking in with Rob. He finally gutted the wiring harness for the pieces that were needed, and the other pieces I will show you here are still part of it on the ground right there, and then what he had to separate from the other fuse block. That's what this is, the fuse block. That's the new fuse block, as you can see, brand new. So he's fast and furious working on this, and we're rounding the bend here on the J20.
Got mainly the column harness there.
Yep, the column harness, because we couldn't start it and all that good stuff. So the saga continues. JAYSTRAYS. All right, well, you can see all this wiring on the ground. We're gonna let Rob explain what he's doing and how close we are.
So the factory ignition switch is wired. I just need to complete the ground, but I'm also going to make the key control the switch panel to the ground, so nothing can turn on without the key. And now we're just basically wiring up headlights, taillights, and cluster so we can get to the neutral safety wiring. And then other than that, we're good. But yeah, the key's functioning now. I got power coming out. We can go out of park. So we're there. We just need the signal wire to the transmission. Trying to drive it down the street today, but
yeah,
we got a few hours of wiring.
Yeah, the work is continuing. Episode 51. Shout out to our good friend. His name is Lawrence, LAF/Filmfest on YouTube. Check him out. Mr. Lawrence has all kinds of great videos. He's got a J20 himself. He was mentioning the crows, and the crows have decided to gather. Let's hear them.
Oh, now I'm going as fast as I can.
See, they all start chiming in. And then we got Lily over there sitting on her rug. She's being a good girl. Aw. But just to let you guys know, we got those crows that Mr. Lawrence he talked about in our last J20 episode. So check him out. It's LAF Space Film Fest. And Mr. Lawrence has got fishing videos and canoeing videos and hiking videos and videos with his parents doing all kinds of cool stuff. So check him out. He's a good man. He's out there in Indiana. You see him out there on Salina Lake with his Sylvan boat. So check him out. And the saga continues here. We're almost done with all of the wiring here. Well, here's just another update. He's still doing the wiring. He's got like 15 different wires to separate inside of here, but you can see he's got it lined out. He's got the lights actually even plugged in. And here we are watching him do the switcheroo. He just changed this one out.
For being $12 from AutoZone and O'Reilly's, these little bastards are legit.
Yeah, the quick release on the battery terminals is a nice upgrade. We like to share any sort of upgrades that are happening here.
Music rights are to Atmosphere.
Atmosphere. JAYSTRAYS, we got to make sure we're giving props to any artists that are captured on our video here. You see, he's just cutting the terminal where it's a good spot.
That's a thick one. Both hands. Ooh.
Yeah, pop goes the weasel. The quick release.
Way cleaners.
And you can see some of these professional tools that Rob's got are all snap on. He doesn't mess around. He's rocking it. He's got to prep the wire so you can put the quick release on. You probably won't get started tonight, but we're darn close.
Yeah, we're there. Just gotta find the hidden wired diagram. Rat's nest that they don't want to...
The hidden rat's nest?
Yeah, they don't want to tell anybody how they did their stuff, because I've seen some janky stuff and it was from factory.
Yeah, factory wiring on these things can be absolutely ridiculous.
Very questionable.
Yeah, the crows left. They had their meeting and then they left. They're not up there at all. They all left, all 30 of them. But that's where they chill, is right up in the, because it's like the highest trees in this, like my neighborhood, or like right there on the side of my property. But you can, I think the crows are supervising is what they're doing. They're
telling me, hurry up.
They're, yeah, you're
hurry
like,
up. I'm trying, guys. I want to hear it run. I want to drive it too.
Yeah. Think about how many people have stayed tuned for all these episodes, you know? It's like, we got some followers, we got some loyal followers, people liking what's going on.
It's going to look like a rat's nest, and then I'm going to come through and loom it all up and clean it all up, and you guys are going to be like, holy.
Yeah, the finished product will be much better, but, as you can see, he's done quite a bit already on the right side of the engine cavity here. Well, it'll be the left side if you're in the driver's seat. My right side, just because I'm facing the engine.
Where's that little up right there?
Yeah, the little Allen.
Yeah, they even give you the Allen. They're so nice.
Yeah, these guys are, big spenders, huh? The guys throwing them all out there, so you're not, without the part. So you can install it. It's, pretty much, idiot-proof the part. Because if you're not searching for the Allen wrench, or got one of those Craftsman all-in-one like I've got, then you're set. Because what if you're just changing this out in the field and you just bought the part? That's it. Yeah, so look at that. That's looking sharp on the Die-Hard Platinum. Because wonderful 710 cold cranking amps. It's perfect for the Nevada winters and the high Sierra.
Just get these guys nice and tight how you want them. Still could go a little tighter. Let's see if I can do it. Yeah, not tight enough. I feel like you should have to put at least 2 fingers on there, or really be trying. There we go. That's it. Maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, a little more, yeah.
Oh, yeah, solid.
Yeah. Solid like a rock.
Alright, now we just take our other wires and connect them. Got an alternator. I gotta run another wire into the dash. I need to downsize this.
You mean like put a smaller gauge wire?
Head on it.
Oh, okay.
Smaller eyelid. I'll put this one for now just so the battery's still hooked up and I can finish doing what I'm doing in there. And then we'll loom this guy as one and secure it down there away from the exhaust to the starter. Run the other alternator up and tie it into the other harness. Ooh, Brother Ali.
Yeah, I gotta give Brother Ali his props. This is the Rob soundtrack. This is the soundtrack to greatness. JAYSTRAYS. And we're doing a little update here on the wiring.
Music rights go to Ritz if you pick it up.
Uh-oh, Ritz.
So I've been fighting myself trying to do all this wiring into an area this big. So I finally just decided to move the fuse box up and over here.
And there's actually a good home for it because there's actually a missing part from when the existing heater unit was, heating air conditioning unit was removed. So it frees up that space on the firewall.
Another benefit is I can wire it the way I like to. I like to wire everything and tape everything in series. I don't know if I can show you right now. Maybe. The ignition harness is all taped right here.
Here, I'll come around the other side.
I'll tape everything in series, so when I take the tape off the big band, everything that goes to each other is taped together. Like that. It's all different systems, so if there's ever an issue, I can find it later on in the harness without dissecting the whole thing.
That makes sense.
So that's what I'm starting to do now, and we're getting the fuse box relocated.
So yeah, we're moving it to the other side. This stuff right here is going to get deleted. All of this air conditioning, heating situation will be deleted.
We're going to put a Mr. Cool heating and air conditioning. So now, yeah, I'm basically just wiring all the switches over here, and then I'll wire the signals back out over to the firewall over there and plug in. I just need to find neutral safety now, and we can drive the truck. All the rat's nest is
technically organized.
It's technically organized, but it's all the rest of the stuff for the cluster. Everything here is going to be the cluster and stereo and gauges. We're probably going to leave this and then get a volts meter that's also a USB charger for right here.
Yeah, that sounded really good. You're going to have to tell me about which one I should get.
Yeah, I'll send you the link. And then we're going to delete, we'll leave the oil pressure gauge. You always want to know your oil pressure.
Right, so you can see it underneath the inside of the engine compartment and in the cab.
Yeah, we'll get rid of this hard coolant line. It's already leaking up at the thing. We'll put a plug in there. We already have a digital one from the Holley that's brand new. It's like new car status. It's very accurate.
Okay.
That's where we're at. Gonna look up neutral safety right now so we can try to drive it down the street. So
yeah.
we're fully there now.
Yeah, we're fully there. He's yeah. He's got his Long Island. He's working hard. He's got a little energy. So we're gonna see what we can see here. JAYSTRAYS episode 51.
Shout out to these guys.
Shout out to his good buddies at the club. The club.
All those guys.
And all of his tool friends.
Oh.
Episode 51. You can hear it. Listen to this beast. Listen to this beast. So he's got it connected. It'll drive. He just checked out the gears. He just put it in gear. We're gonna pull it out here in just a second.
So there's no wiring diagram. The whole time I've been thinking I don't have neutral safety. It's in the column. We've had it the whole time.
So we're gonna do a couple of button ups real quick, and then we're gonna try to do a drive with this thing down the street. All right. JAYSTRAYS, episode 51. All right, so we're trying to do one of the final pieces of the puzzle. We got this throttle cable here.
Music's rights go to CML.
CNL.
So yeah, we're just modifying this to work. The old style is a slip-through ball and relied on this little plastic to keep it on. But I'm probably just going to shave one of the fins, put this in through this existing hole sideways, and then put the pin on it.
Okay.
That way it can't come off.
All right.
And then cut this to length and cut the bracket to work with it, and should be able to drive it down the street.
And that's the plan today. JAYSTRAYS. This is episode 51. We're just trying to get the throttle cable installed today, and then yeah, we should be able to be moving. Now I'll still have a few things to deal with electrical wise, tail lights, headlights, that sort of thing. Plus I got a light for the inside of the cab, which will, yeah, you saw that. But I still have to get one for the rear part of the cab, which might have to be a custom job. So all right, we'll check back with Rob here shortly. He's doing some fine fitting of an existing throttle cable and using this Dorman. It's the company's Dorman. We got it from through Summit. So we will see what we shall see. JAYSTRAYS, episode 51. Thanks for joining us. J20 hanging out here, enjoying the sunshine.
Music rights go to atmosphere.
Atmosphere and the deck. We got Rob over here. He's modifying. Let's catch some of that on the camera.
Always wear your safety squints.
Yeah, where's your squints?
They're on.
Yeah, he's supposedly getting close.
Now we just got to mount this guy and mount the other washers and the pass through and the firewall, and then cut the cable to length and put it in here, and then measure out our cable, cut it to length, and pop it on, and we're done.
This thing's gonna start and drive down the street. All right, so that's the mission today. We've been telling this story. This is episode 8.
2 steps away.
Well, not episode 8, but it's part 8. How about that? It's part 8 in our series. So I think it's actually episode 51, but this is part 8 in the J20 Holley Sniper EFI conversion. There's the braided cable. That's going to go on. Looking good, looking good.
I'll just take one of these off real quick. Grab one of these guys.
Bada boom.
Put it in there.
Bada bing.
This inside, and then we're sealed back up, and then I cut this guy to length.
Beautiful.
So that'll be next. That's gonna be fun, huh?
All right, so there is the throttle cable coming through the firewall. I just helped Rob tighten that up. We got that secure. Now he's just gonna have to cut that beaded or that threaded cover.
So you gotta mount this, do some measurements, and then cut the steel braided cable enough to where I can slip this back on with some tape, and then pop it in here, and then we run the cable through, and I cut it to length with the little adapter on it, make sure we can get wide open throttle, and we're solid.
Wom wom wom. JAYSTRAYS, episode 51. All right, well, we've garnered an audience because Rob is just so magical with his work. So
we have a pedal now.
we have a pedal. It'll start. Here we go. Rob's gonna start it. See it in action. Yeah.
The only other thing I gotta do is put the kick down on.
Oh, put the kick down?
Yeah, and adjust it so it, as the throttle comes open, it knows to kick down gear.
Well, there you go. JAYSTRAYS, episode 51. We're set to go. Now we're actually going to drive it down the street, which we've not done yet. We've told that story in 8 videos. This is number 8, episode 51. All right, the real test of time. The truth is here. It shall set you free. We're in the J20, the 86. Here is the proverbial first drive. So key in the on position on the painless. You got the ignition on, fuel pump, starter ready. Started. There we go. We are started. We'll let it warm up a minute here.
Oh, yeah.
You had to connect the kickback.
Oh, give it a little gas.
Oh, start again then.
She's cold. Yeah, it'll start again.
A little bit of gas. There we go.
Oh yeah.
We are money in here. We'll let this thing warm up a little bit here, and then we'll drive down my little cul-de-sac. Now we still have to connect the rest of the dash, and then there is the Sniper gauge, which is pretty sweet. We're gonna have to figure out where we want to mount that. I mean, I kind of like this little spot, but also kind of like this little spot for that gauge. But I also want to make sure there's room for that other gauge cluster.
Yeah, and we'll put that little USB and voltage display gauge on there too, to charge your phone and stuff.
All right, yeah, it's see, I haven't even given it any more gas, and it's staying running. Yeah, it's staying running. Well, I think it's strong enough. You ready?
Yep.
Yeah, we need some sort of air in here. This is an AC.
AC.
Uh-oh. That one's missing the bolt. I'll just leave it kind of... No, it could fall out. It looks like that bolt's missing right here, that wing nut.
We got a little, we'll fix it.
Yeah, we'll fix it. Hey, you know, the J20, we always know that there's something else that has to be, you know, fixed or replaced. All right, so here is the proverbial first drive in the J20. Rob's gonna hold it. All right. That looks reverse. Like that's reverse.
Neutral. Drive. Give us some gas. I think you're in neutral. Oh, here, let me fill it. There you go. Oh, she's still cold. Yeah, so go back up. Oh.
Well, we have to let her run a little bit longer.
Put your foot on the brake. Alright, go. Give her gas. Might have to look at the transmission fluid, but we're moving! Looks like we got a tranny issue.
J20 is moving under the fuel of the Holley Sniper.
We gotta check out tranny fluid.
Yeah.
Not like that.
The days of the J20. They're actually going to go for it. You guys are.
And a kid is slow rolling. He's just slow rolling.
Could be the injectors. I don't know. We'll see. Rob's real good at that stuff, so.
Spewing. Tell him before he puts the
All right, we got Rob here. We're inside of the J20. We're gonna go ahead and try to get her to start again. We're gonna drive. Oh, got to turn on these two. officially started. He's gonna take over for camera. I'm driving.
Click her all the way down. She goes into overdrive.
We're driving the J20.
I don't know if I can go around the block again. Sounds like we're bogging out. We need fuel.
Needs more fuel.
Yeah, let's flip a bit.
All right, but we're driving. Yes, sir.
Yeah, she's running out of fuel.
So I'll just try to do a reverse right here.
Yeah.
Oops.
She's running out of fuel, guys. This is a heavy truck to have to push.
Well, the momentum get me backwards here. Okay.
A little more gas. Kill the battery. Just crank it till you're on. There you go. Yeah, we're running out of gas. Come on. Come on.
Running out of that power steering fluid.
Fix the filler neck and fill the gas tank. Then fix the power steering leak. There we go.
All right, JAYSTRAYS episode 51. Well, this is officially after the full test. J20 runs. He did it. My help. We're cruising back to the house. We got the audience. Signing off, JAYSTRAYS. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. See you in the next one.